Hello, my fossipaws. I'm talking quietly because it's very late at night right now for me. You get to look at this pretty picture I took while I talk. Today I'm going to be talking about Ty's problematic poems. Now, as everyone already knows, each Beanie Boo comes with a unique poem on its tag that associates with something about the Beanie Boo, whether that be its personality, its color, etc., etc. But there are some Beanie Boo poems that have to do with the animal itself. Not the Beanie Boo character, but the animal or species itself. And they are just plain factually incorrect. Now, I know to most people this probably doesn't seem like a big deal at all. And you probably don't even care or didn't even notice these were factually incorrect. But as somebody who really cares about animals, these make me so mad. I figured it wasn't as big or important, I suppose, as a topic to put on my main channel, so I figured I'd just make it a short on my second channel. There were only 3 tags I could think of off the top of my head that really bothered me. If I happen to think of any more or come across any more, I'll make a part 2 to this video. The first poem I have a problem with is Rodney the Hamster's poem. I've touched on it a few times briefly on my main channel, but I hate it so much that I literally decided to make it essentially its own video. The problem I have with it isn't that it's unoriginal or uncreative. It's that whether Ty realizes it or not, they are unintentionally, or at least I would hope unintentionally, promoting or kind of inducing animal abuse with this poem. His tag says, "I'm colorful and furry, as you can see. Please pick me up and give me a squeeze." Now, to most, that just probably seems like a cute poem. Oh, I'm a hamster, give me a squeeze. But you should not squeeze any rodents or a real hamster. Because they're so tiny, even if you're being what you think is gentle, you can really damage them and hurt them. Just please don't squeeze your rodents or your pets. Because they're so small, you could really damage their internal organs. And just thinking about it makes me upset. So please do not do what this poem says to real hamsters. Now, most people might find it as common sense not to do that to most hamsters, but if you're a little kid reading this poem, you might not be aware, and you might think, oh, well, Ty said to do it to this hamster on its poem, so I'm going to go do it to my real pet hamster. It could just potentially be harmful if taken in the wrong context or taken literally. Moving on to the next poem. The next poem I have a problem with is Izuka's, or Asuka. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Again, at least as I would hope, I don't think any of this is intentional. I don't think Ty realizes it. But that's part of the problem, is that they don't realize that these are harmful. They are a very popular company with a huge fan base, most of which are little kids. So when they make a poem, even if they may think it's cute, if it has the potential to be dangerous, then all it takes is one little kid taking the poem seriously or believing it to make an effect. This poem basically is just spreading false information about whale sharks and kind of stigmatizing them. So in her poem it says, "I swim in the ocean, I am a fearsome shark, and if I bite you, I'll leave a nasty mark." Now, when I read that poem, knowing the nature of whale sharks, I knew something was off. I just thought, that doesn't really seem right. So I double-checked it, and my instincts were right. It literally says that their teeth are not used for attacking humans and are used for self-defense. So Ty is just straight up lying in this poem just to make a catchy rhyme. Please, Ty, just do a little more research before making a poem, because now people are going to think, oh no, this whale shark's going to bite me. Now, if you were to encounter one in person, yes, you would need to be careful around it. But this poem is teaching you to, stigmatize it, basically. It literally says, right here, not for biting, instead of self-defense. And in the poem it says, oh my gosh, just moving on. Now this last one is the least problematic. In all honesty, it's not problematic at all, it's just a little angering. So in Vino's poem tag, it says, "My horns are my crown, and the forest my home. I'm wild and free, that's where I want to be. My birthday is December 6th. Did you pick up on that? Animal lovers did. My horns are my crown. Everyone knows that the correct terminology is antlers. Now this one is just more of a grammar thing or an English thing, and it really doesn't hurt the animal at all. It's just they used the wrong terminology for it, that's all. Moose have antlers, a goat has horns, for example. That's really all there is to say about it. I was just a little shocked to see that it said horns, because I would think a company like Ty would know the correct terminology for animals, considering They literally make animals, like stuffed animals. Like, what? All it takes is a Google search, Ty. It's that simple. It kind of just shows that Ty doesn't care or doesn't know enough. So those were some problematic poems. To be fair, I'm sure no one was going out and squeezing their hamster after reading Rodney's poem, but it could happen, and that's the problem. If you take anything from this video, it's just don't take the poem seriously. Educate yourself about animals. And I'm just disappointed in Ty. I just wish that they would do a little more research because just it aggravates me. That's all there is to say.